People of the internet, it's time to wake up alive with me, Isabella Prida. So, I actually have a really interesting story for you all. My birthday was this past week, and I received a package from this Chinese sender, right? And I thought it was a little weird because I'm like, I don't know anyone in China, but then I'm like, well, everything comes from China. So I opened the package to find this inside. Okay. I was very confused as to what it was, but then who would send this to me? I literally thought about this for hours. I'm like, oh, maybe like someone's pranking me, but you know, like my dad sent me an ancestry DNA kit, so I'm like, people are just sending me really weird birthday presents. So anyways, I couldn't figure it out for the life of me, but then when I examined the package even more, I realized that the mail person put it in the wrong mailbox. It actually was for my next door neighbor. So it is safe to say things are really awkward, not only because it wasn't for me, but because I know what this is used for now, and I see my neighbor every day and I don't know what to tell her. Do I tell her that I got her package and I know what it is? Like, I don't know. Do I blackmail her? I could. Next time she throws a party, shut it down because I know what you do. Anyways, things got weird. Surprisingly enough, that was not my WTF story of the week, but first, let me connect to Facebook so I can see everyone's comments. Oh my gosh, I'm live. So, my WTF story of the week is about a camel that was cameling along in his life, and I don't know, do they trollop? What do you call it when horses trollop? He ran into a landmine and got so injured that in order to save his life, surgeons had to cut half of his body off, rearrange his organs, even build him a new booty hole in order for the poor camel to live. I mean, WTF, people? Why don't we show them the graphics? Oh, hello? Oh, looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Good thing I printed out a photo myself of the camel. It looks like an ostrich, and it should not look like that. I mean, what do you guys think? Don't you just think the poor camel should have just, R.I.P.? I just think it's so weird sometimes what humans do to, like, make animals live longer, but it's kind of like nature. We're not supposed to be invincible here. Let's see who is connected so far. Avelino! Mamma mia! Oh, and my mommy. Oh, hola from mommy, your #1 fan. Thank you, mommy. If anyone else wants to replace my mom as my #1 fan, please let me know. Accepting applications. So, it is Monday, which means it's time for some Monday motivation. And this week's story is about a kid who was homeless on the streets of New York City and managed to get his act together, wrote a book, and even won a bunch of awards for it. But you know what? Why don't we just talk to him ourselves? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest for episode 4, Kody Christianson. Yay! Hey, Kody.
Hi,
How are you?
Good.
I'm good. Yeah, we need to figure this out. Like, when my guests come in, do we hug?
Right. Well, should we try it?
Let's just try it. Aww. Oh, my God, I love it.
I'm a hugger.
Yes, I'm not really. I grew up, like, always giving people kisses when I see them, and here everyone hugs, and it's weird, but...
Well, with everything going on in Hollywood, probably shouldn't be kissing.
It's weird, and I'm sure you would know a lot about that. But for those of you that don't know, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? Because from what I know, you literally were homeless and addicted to drugs, living in homeless shelters in New York City, of all places.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly tell you. So basically, my first book is about how I had like a great job in LA, I had a great apartment, I was sort of best friends with a rock star, and there was maybe a little bit of a connection there.
Whoa, like a romance?
Very deep friendship.
Okay.
And so my drug and alcohol use got to a really bad point. So I lost my job. I got evicted from my apartment. The guy broke my heart when I went to his house one night. And so basically I was at the point of suicide. And it was either like kill myself or get the hell out of Los Angeles. And so I took my credit card that had like $250 left on it, and I bought a one-way ticket to New York City.
Wow.
And so I ended up in the homeless shelter system, and that was actually the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Looking back at it, now
Right.
towards the end, you look back at it. But so about a year and a half, I went to like 4 different homeless shelters, like in the Bronx, and it was me with like ex-cons, drug dealers, a lot of mental patients, people who
Right.
had serious mental issues, and so it was really a struggle. Like I got attacked by a crack dealer in the projects in the Bronx. I have a scar on my chin, which you can't see at the moment.
Oh my God.
But it was like when I was at my last shelter, I finally decided that. I'll tell you. I saw a piece of like human feces on the next to the bathroom door, like someone didn't make it into the bathroom, and I literally thought to myself, well, my life is, and
Oh wow.
and it woke me up. And it's like my life is surrounded by,
Right.
feces. And so I quit drinking. I quit using drugs. I had a little bit of like a couple of days of like sweating and just thinking all at the same time. Like my life is worth more
Right.
than this.
So that was your point. Literally, when you saw a piece of shit on the floor next to you, you were like, "This is my life, and I need to change it."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, what made you like decide to write a book? Was writing your muse?
Well, so basically, about 30 days into my sobriety, I found an organization in New York that helped me get an apartment. And,
wow.
and there's wonderful organizations here in LA and in New York for transitional housing.
Okay.
The thing is, you just have to ask. You have to be open to asking for help. And a lot of
Right.
people, I was one for a while whose ego was too big and thinking that I didn't need help. But
That's interesting.
if you just release that ego and ask for help, then you get it. I mean, so the first 30 days I got an apartment, and waking up in my own bed for the first time after a year and a half, it was amazing. Going to my own
Right.
bathroom, using my own toilet paper that I bought at the store,
Right.
putting food in my own refrigerator,
Right.
all those things that we take for granted, that I took for granted for so long.
Yeah.
It was like a blessing from the Creator, God,
Right.
Buddha, Jesus, Allah, whatever you want to call it. It
Right.
was that. And so 30 days after that, I started doing background acting.
Okay.
6 months into my sobriety, I did my own off-Broadway show that was sold out.
Wow.
A bunch of my friends helped me. They were acting in it. And then like 6 months after that, I wrote this book and published it, and it started winning awards. And it's just...
It's been a journey.
It's been-
And this book is called Hollywood Heartbreak, New York Dreams. Okay, so if you guys want to get a copy on this, you can get it on Amazon, I think, right?
BarnesandNoble.com, yeah.
And it's interesting you bring that up about the letting go of your ego, because so many times here in LA, and I can say so many because it's been more than 5 times, I will offer a homeless person maybe some leftover Panda Express that I had, or $2 or something, and they reject it. They don't want $2, they want $20. They don't want, I kid you not, this homeless woman asked me if the Panda Express had white meat chicken in it or regular. And I said, I don't know, it's fried, it's what it is. And she goes, and she didn't take it. So, when you see homeless people, it's kind of like, there's this part of me, and I think other people can relate, is, are they homeless because they don't care, or because they feel like, they don't want to get better? And every story is different, of course, but it's interesting that you bring that up.
I think there's different degrees of homelessness and what causes it.
Right.
For me, it was drugs and alcohol, and basically losing my way.
Okay.
Then there are people who have mental issues,
Right.
and they need help that some even shelters can't give them.
Right.
They can't afford their meds because they can't get on any sort of insurance, and
Totally.
and then there are some people who just say, I want to be off the grid and I don't want to
Right.
deal with the man, if you will. And so,
Right.
but you have to decide like who can be helped.
Right.
And this goes with alcoholics and drug addicts too. A lot of the times you want to help someone so bad, but it's not until they decide
Accept, yeah.
it's time for help.
Like
And-
that saying, you can't help those who don't want to help themselves.
Right.
So what would you say?
But I wouldn't say stop trying to help them.
Oh, you wouldn't say...
No, I would say, don't give it like everything you have because you might be disappointed.
Okay.
But always be there in the back of their mind. You know, be like, hey, I can't be here all the time for you anymore, but if you call me and you need something and you're showing me that you're making an effort to help yourself, then I can help you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because, my own experience is when you go through breakups, you try, but then they just don't want to fix things, so you're just like, I'm done, over, and then you never speak to them again. But when someone's in trouble, you're saying that just let them keep the door open, basically, is what you're saying. Oh, wow.
Keep it locked, but let them know that they can knock, if they're helping themselves, and you see that they are.
So poetic. Isn't he such a writer? I love it. Let's see. We're getting some hellos from Cuernavaca. David, buenos días. And from Acapulco. Oh my gosh, I love it. Flor, feliz lunes. Happy Monday.
Hola.
Hola, hola. Do you speak Spanish?
Poquito. Yo soy de Texas.
Oh, we're in Texas.
Fort Worth.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yo tengo 2 años de clase de español en la escuela.
Yes.
That's all I know how to say.
Yes, I love it. I took French for 2 years, and all I know how to say is je suis très jolie, which means I'm really pretty. But it's what, education gets you. But what would you say is the craziest thing that happened to you while you were partying and, doing drugs and hanging with rock stars?
Wow.
I'm thinking you probably jumped into a lot of pools, half naked, from, rooftops.
Maybe I did some things like that.
Because that's what I think happens.
I think a lot of the stuff I don't remember, which is it's crazy. When you black out. Like your brain, you still know how to do everything you did, but your brain doesn't make.
It was that bad. You blacked out.
I mean,
that's crazy.
I don't even remember going to the projects in the Bronx to buy the crack where the crack dealer attacked me.
Wow.
I woke up in the morning and I had a rag up against my face, and I was laying on the floor in the shelter bedroom, and I just woke up and I was like, what the hell happened to me?
Is there medical care in homeless shelters?
Not all of it. Not all of them. So
okay.
This one there wasn't. There's various types of homeless shelters. There's the ones you see in your mind, all these beds in a room,
like a hostel.
But there are also things called single room occupancy shelters. So it's little apartments. You have your own little room, but you all share a kitchen and a bathroom. The one at the YMCA, you had your own very tiny room, and then you had a cafeteria downstairs where they would feed you, and so there's various types.
Different types of shelters. That's crazy. Now tell me, now that you wrote a book and you do signings all over the place, do you ever get people that come up to you and tell you, because of you, I'm better now?
Probably the most beautiful part of sharing my story is that I have gotten emails from people from my high school and people who weren't necessarily my friends back in the day, sending me an email saying that they read my book and it helped them quit drinking or help them stay on their path or help them follow a dream that they had when they were younger that they thought they couldn't do. I mean, I'm in my 30s. And they still think I'm 26, so whatever. This is life. But in my 30s, I started following the dreams that I had when I was a high school senior before I found drugs and alcohol. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to have a book. I wanted to inspire people. And I thought maybe for a while that it was too late. But once I got sober, I realized it wasn't.
Right.
You're never too old to follow your dreams.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if that isn't Monday motivation, I don't know what else is. Kody, thanks for sharing your story because, like you said, you never know who it's going to help. But I want you to stick around because here at Wake Up Alive, I like to end the show with a segment called Things I Don't Get.
Okay.
I have 3 very interesting ones this week if I can find them. Okay. Number 1 of things I don't get. When someone dies and they post about it on social media, why do people like it? Don't you think that's a little weird? It's I get you want to show that you're supporting them, but don't like those posts. It's always really really Number 2 on the list of things I don't get, why is it called the World Series if only one country competes?
That's a good one.
I mean, I don't get it. And lastly on my list, why do we call someone that plays the piano a pianist, but someone who races cars is not a racist. I don't get it. But like I always say, we don't have enough time to figure out all of these answers. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in this Monday morning. But super special PSA, next week we will be going live on Wednesday morning, okay? So it's not going to be Monday Motivation. It's going to be Wine Wednesday, okay? Tell Siri, Alexa, Juanita, whoever you want, but let them remind you that, next week is going to be on a different date. So thank you so much. I'm Isabella Prida. This is my super special guest, Kody Christianson. Don't forget that you can get his book online. And remember, you're the only one that can make today